Let's talk about our boy Drewski.
Yeah, Drewski. Did you see the video?
I seen the trailer. I didn't see the full. I don't know if there was a full video now, but I saw a
It
trailer
was a
of it.
trailer. It was a trailer.
Yeah,
Yep,
I saw
yep.
that. Yes.
Hilarious. It was
Yes,
funny. I
it
laughed the whole
was.
time.
I have mixed feelings. It was funny.
Okay.
It was wrong. I have questions. You know what I mean?
All right. So what's the questions?
Why, bro? And it's like, did you get permission? You feel
I'm
me?
sure he
Like,
did. I'm sure he did. You know why I say that? Because Janet Jackson was at the awards and she seen it. She was there. The
but
skit
now I'm
was
hearing she came out and upset, like pissed off now.
maybe okay. So maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't.
You get what I'm saying?
But it's comedy though. Like people got to stop being sensitive.
But I get it. But it's like, what message are you sending though? You feel me?
He's sending about Joe Jackson.
But what message is that?
So
we already know he's an asshole and he fucking beats a child. We already know that.
But Joe Jackson was the father figure that he was with his kids, as far as making sure that their kids was great, making sure there was perfection, making sure that they're gonna be great at what they do. It is. But it made the kids better as far as perfection.
But it still traumatized them looking at it.
And it made them a lot of money too in the process.
Money's not everything.
It's not. Is it though? I think it is. I think
it's not everything. Because look, they died. They injured or they crucified them. You know what I'm saying? Like, Michael was a big icon.
What? Yes, he was,
and he still is.
Still is. Yeah.
When he was alive, he was huge.
Still is.
He had nearly the whole countries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a big portion.
You mean the world? He was an icon of the world, the whole planet.
Everything. Icon. Everything.
The whole planet.
You know what I'm saying?
I even say
to have that power.
I think Aliens was a fan of him too. I'm sorry.
Right, but everybody. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
But to have that power and you have all the people in the grip of your hand because of who you are. And then to crucify that man, he didn't deserve it. And then you want to sit here, not only that you crucify his ass, you want to sit here and make money off of him. Then you want to come out with a fucking movie and make more money off of him after you crucify him. That's fucking wrong. That's why I don't like it. Because it's like, everybody crucified him. Nobody stood up for this man.
Hold on real quick.
Nobody. That's messed up. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, bro. Nobody stuck up for this man, and now they clowning him. They doing jokes about him. They're doing this. They're doing movies. Like, you making mad money off of somebody that you didn't like, that you hated, and you fucking crucify him, put him to the ground when he didn't even do shit. Innocent. Like, that's why I don't respect any of that comedy or the movies they make, because that's just, to me, it's disrespectful. That's my opinion. It's disrespectful. Like, nah. You don't deserve to have any of that money or anything of him because you wasn't there. You didn't fight for him. You wasn't saying, no, he didn't do it. You know what I mean? You had to wait till some bullshit Epstein file to come out to tell you, get the fuck out of here. That's crazy to me.
By the way, I don't think our guest is going to be joining because she's still at the R&B party at the park. I think that's a pretty cool event. Hopefully they got more, because if so, I'm definitely going to that in Rochester. So it's fine. But I was about to say, it was funny to me. I like comedy.
I do too.
I like to laugh. It was hilarious. They should.
But I didn't find it funny.
I really feel like they should do a Joe Jackson movie. I think that would be pretty cool, as far as showing how he was with his kid, like actually how he was with his kids when the kids was becoming Jackson-5. Now a lot of people actually agree with Joe Jackson, his discipline with his kids and stuff like that, as far as how he was as a father to his kids, because of the perfection, because of the success that the kids have as they got older.
Yeah, but look what it cost them though. Look what the cost came out of it. That's not right to a child. You telling me you would put your son through that? And then come out and end up dying?
Not in that level. Not in that level. Like,
come on, think about it.
So my son, I want the best for him, right? I want the best for him. I don't want to be that soft parent that hinders the child, right? I don't want to hinder him, because he's not going to be successful in his own right. But he is his own person too. He's not me. So I have to always think about, I can't think about how I was as a kid compared to how he is a kid now, because we're two different kids, two different people.
Right. Different eras.
Two different eras too, right? Exactly. So I just want him to be the best and be the best version of himself and to be successful. So I'm going to continue doing the things that I'm going to do to make sure that happens for him, right? But also, I
Right.
can't hold his hand either because he's getting older. He's becoming a teenager
Almost
in
definitely.
December. I can guide him. I can guide him the way he wants to go.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
want to
like
make
me
sure
guiding him the way he wants to go is going to be my
right.
best bet. But
Just
not
make sure
hindering
he's
him in the
safe.
process. Right, exactly. So, and not hindering him in this process. Like, he's in
Right.
summer camp now, right? He's in summer camp for 8 weeks. He may not be there for the whole 8 weeks, but he's going to be there at least 6 weeks. You know, he's probably going to come with me back to North Carolina next, to probably the end of this month or middle of this month, whatever. And then he's gonna go to Syracuse in August with his mom and their family and stuff like that. So, and I put him in summer camp because I didn't want him to be in the house all day doing nothing. You know how these kids are. They're in the house all day doing nothing. They're meeting people they shouldn't be meeting because they give them love. They show them love more than their own parents do. So they're gonna go out in the streets. They're gonna gang bang. They're gonna get in gangs and stuff like that. And they're gonna get in trouble and stuff. They're gonna either be dead or in jail. I didn't want that for my son. So because of that, I make sure that he's in a program where he's going to be busy throughout the whole entire year, not just school, summertime too. He's going to have fun. He's going to be with his friends. He's going to have a good time. And it doesn't cost me as much either. It still costs me. I still got paid for his field trips and stuff like that.
Definitely.
But it doesn't cost me the whole. Exactly. It's worth it. Exactly. It's worth it.
And it teaches you a lot of things.
So this is the part of me wanting him to be successful, wanting him to have a really good life, especially when he graduates from high school and stuff. You know,
I don't believe it should be forced, though. You know what I mean, and stop you from being a child.
So this is the thing about force. In a sense, you do want it to be forced. It depends on the age, right? So I'm not gonna be the parent and be like, "Oh, Dadius, do you want to go to summer camp or you want to stay home for the whole summer?" Dad, I want to stay home. I don't want to do nothing. Okay, you can stay home. You can play video games all day because that's what you want. No, you going to summer camp. I don't care.
Right, most definitely.
I don't care what you do. You going to summer camp because I don't want you in the game all day. I don't want you to gain weight during the summer.
But that's different. It's like this is a perfect example, and he showed it on the video too. They wanted to go to the park, but Joe wanted them to do music. You telling me they couldn't have a day off? Day off? I know they had some time, but it was on his time, and that's not fair because kids are their own individual. You know what I mean? They want to do stuff. But it's gotta be a reason though. I think it's a legitimate reason why they couldn't go to the park, right? He wanted to make sure that they weren't tired when it comes to performing because they probably had a performance the next day. Right, so but sometimes we do need a break, just like an adult. Don't we take breaks from work?
I don't.
But I'm saying, don't we take breaks though?
Vacation.
Right, but we take breaks, we take vacation, we take time off. We as adults, right?
But we only do it if we have the availability to do it, though.
No. When we tired, we take time off. If we exhausted, we say that's enough, don't we?
Right, but I'm saying,
so
we have to use our availability, what we have, to even take that time.
But no, I don't know what place you work at that don't give you that time. But where I work, you're entitled to that time if you know what I mean. So if we are entitled to that time and we need time to think and just decompose and just relax and breathe for a minute, how come kids can't?
You know, this brings me back to the conversation I had earlier at the pool about the kids and them taking a lot of time off from school. And one of the kids took so much time off from school, it was ridiculous. But they still passed and they still graduated from high school, right? That's a good question. Is it important to take time off from things that we do have to do and stuff like that? Like, I get it for work. We take time off. And I was saying from my job, I only get 3 weeks of PTO. So I'm saying from those 3 weeks, that's the only time I have to take time off. I can't take any more time off because I only got 3 weeks to use to take time off. That's what I'm trying to say. So
I don't work that way.
Yeah,
I'm done. I'm out. I'm going.
Yeah, every job I have at least a week of PTO. This is probably the most PTO I've ever gotten.
Yeah, but your health is more important too. At the end of the day, your mental health. You know what I mean? Like you can always, at the end of the day, you got to realize you can always get a job. You can always get a job because you got to think about it. You do have the skills that they have. You know what I'm saying? You never worked for a professional, but you have the skills. Yeah. You just got to learn how to sell it. You feel me?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You always get a job. That's very true.
Yeah.
But the pay and the price, and that's the thing. You can't always get the same amount of pay you had before.
No.
Depends on the job you get. That's the
right.
But
it's your skills that you're selling too. Because if you sell your skills and what you can do, you can get the price that you want.
And this is why I have to increase my skill set. That's because once I increase my skill set, it's going to be even easier for me to get something. I can get anything and not have to worry about the pay because of my skill set. I just have to increase that. And I thought about that, and I'm looking to increase my skill set for sure. But yeah, I think time off is important. It just depends how much time you need, right? Like from a kid going, like kids in period. We're talking about kids right now. Like for example, my son. Let's say high school. I'm thinking about the future and whatever when he goes to high school and stuff. If he doesn't like the school, how much time he's going to take off, right?
Or you're gonna switch school,
or he switch schools, right? But I will probably switch schools from him before I have him take so many days off from school because he still need to pass. He still need to graduate and stuff. If there's a way, let's say senior year is crazy. It could be the worst year of the kids' high school days, or it could be the best year of the kids' high school days. It depends how the senior year is, right? My senior year was one of my worst years, because I had to take some random classes that I didn't even have to take to graduate, which was stupid. Because all I had to do was just take a half a day of school. All I needed was 4 more classes to graduate from high school.
I did the same thing too.
I didn't have to take 9 classes the whole school year. I could just take 4 and I graduated. I got my diploma. I was good. But the fact that the school rule, not just the school I was at, this is why I was mad at my parents, because I had wanted to transfer to a different school so that way I don't have to worry about the credits. Because at Wilson High School, when I graduated there in 2011, the credits I needed to graduate is 25.5 credits. That's the most credits out all the schools in the city of Rochester, even more than the suburban schools. 25.5 of the credits I needed to graduate. I wanted to go to Franklin because they only need 22 credits, and all I needed to do was take one more class to graduate. So I was going to go to Franklin and graduate early. I was going to graduate 2010 instead of 2011 and be straight. But my parents didn't want that. They was like, no, you got to say Wilson, blah, blah. I was trying to explain it to my mom, but I don't think my parents understand that. They understood that. So when I was gonna go to college after that, I was gonna go to MCC. I would have went to MCC 2010, but dang, things would have been different if that happened. That's crazy. They even think that, but dang, just to think that things would have been different. My son would have never been born. I would have never met his mom because she graduated the same time I did, 2011. So I would have never met her.
Right. Unless it was meant to be.
Right. Dang, that's crazy. I just think that just from leaving high school early would have been different. But for what I'm trying to say is the time, right? The time off.
It's important.
Kids taking time off is important because kids be
they're innocent.
Yeah, they be drained from at school and stuff like that. And then there's some kids that works the jobs and stuff like that while they're still in high school. So doing like me, I had 2 jobs in high school. I worked 2 jobs in my senior year. I went to the library. I worked at the library, and I also worked at Burger King too, part time. I had 2 part-time jobs. Of course, I worked more hours at the library than I did at Burger King, but I had 2 jobs when I was in my senior year in high school, and I did sports too. All that. So I was super busy the whole school year, and it was my worst year because I didn't want to be there. I thought I needed to be there because I had all classes I needed to do to graduate. But I get and understand why some kids can be burnt out because it doesn't make sense for them to take these classes, especially if they aren't even graduating. It doesn't make sense. So time off is important, and especially as adults, time off is important. We need our time. We need mental day. I feel like if we can get a mental day every week, that'd be perfect, right? On Fridays, mental day, 3 days.
Well, they're working on it.
I heard
rumors. I don't know how true. You know what I mean? That'd be great. Yeah. To, have Friday, Saturday, Sunday as we should, because we work our asses off. Some people work 12-hour shifts, 10-hour shifts, 8. Yeah. It's exhausting.
It is. Having Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, working 4 days a week, and I can still do overtime within those 4 days a week as well. Yeah, I could take that. I could do 16-hour days. Keep the same pay and everything, and give me a raise. You know what I mean? Yep, I could do that. That'd be nice. You know trips I'll be taking if that was possible. I'd be out of town every week if I had money. I'll be out of town every weekend if that was possible. So yeah, I think time off for adults and time off for kids is important. I really do. I feel like, and especially with my son, he those days where he don't feel well or he's tired or whatever. And
kids will let you know too because you could see it. You know what I mean?
Let him stay home sometimes, but when I was in school, even when I was sick, I still went to school. I had no choice.
Well, depending on how sick I was, if I couldn't walk, I didn't go.
Yeah,
and then as females, we had our time of the month a little early, so we was in school.
Yeah,
we had to go home.
and not getting your hair wet in the pool when it was time for pool time at the gym. Yeah, remember those days.
Yes.
Yeah, it's important. It really is. And I agree with it's mostly the seniors in high school. I agree with them. They don't need to be, especially if they already about to graduate. They don't need to be there.
Right.
They don't. They got what they need. They should be able to graduate and call it a day, and that's it.
I mean, they do it for a reason, and I don't feel like the reason is valid, but
it's not.
they have the reason.
It's not. They didn't change that. School systems
Right.
didn't change that. And it's
But I highly
unfortunate
doubt
from some kids dropping out because of that, which is crazy to me.
Right.
Like, how are you dropping out because you don't like the fact that they said that you have to take the certain classes to graduate? I get it, but it's not worth dropping out, though. You get what I'm saying?
No, it's not worth
dropping out. So,
because it happened to me real quickly. When I came from New York, I went to Florida. I moved to Florida. So, like, the curriculums are highly different. Not only that, I had, like, a whole bunch of credits in New York. So when I came to Florida, I only needed a few classes. But it felt like forever, man. Like, I was supposed to graduate early, and they made me graduate, like, with the whole class. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I don't mind taking my diploma in the mail. You know, I don't have to,
Right. No, I just understand.
It don't make sense to make me do all these classes for what? So I understand, like, but they said the reason why I had to take more credits is because, I mean, not credits, but the classes is because their Florida curriculum requirements is this, and they need these curriculums, which you don't have. You have other curriculums in New York.
It's ridiculous.
So that pissed me off because it's two different states. I get it. So they have different requirements. So if I don't have the requirements for Florida, then I need to take those classes. And I'm like,
that's crazy.
I have the credit though. You know what I mean? Like I had enough credit to graduate early.
The most important classes in high school, especially my senior year, should only be reading, math, science, and social studies.
Right.
Gym shouldn't even be a major class I should take. Those are the 4 classes I should have only taken in high school, my senior year of high school. That's it. Other classes could be junior year, sophomore year, whatever. Senior year, I should be taking.
But they be
4 classes.
breaking it up because they show me how they do it too. Like the school they showed me for my son how they do it. That shit was wild. Yeah. I said, yo, y'all wildin'.
It's ridiculous. It really is. But yeah, and that's something I have to look into when my son goes in high school. I mean, he'll be in high school another couple years from now, but that's
I have one more to go.
Into, I'll make sure he's good. Like, if you gotta take days off, you're gonna take days off, whatever.
It's a lot because they do get overwhelmed.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially all the testing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's gonna work in high school too. He's gonna work. I'm gonna have to make sure he has his first job at 14. As long as he doesn't go to summer school, of course. But he'll have his first job at 14. He'll work during the summertime, get some extra money, learn how to make money, and be grateful what he gets. That type of stuff. So yeah, he's still getting allowance from me right now. Gotta start young. Gotta start young. I don't want him to be. He need to work for what he has to get, needs to get, and because that's going to be more appreciated.
But that takes time, though, too.
It does.
To develop.
It does.
So I'm sure he'll be great at what he does.
Yeah, for sure. He will. I think he will. When I had him at Domino's, when I was working at Domino's, we always brought kids over to work and stuff, and my son loved it. Like he loved the fact that he was at Domino's and seeing his dad working while he was chilling in the front, in the front of the store and stuff. And then the fact that my manager,
we gotta teach the kids.
Yeah, and the fact that my manager let my son read the receipts and gave the boxes to the customers, like it was like he was working, but he wasn't. You know what I mean? Like it was like he had great customer service. Like I was like, he gonna be good. He gonna be good.
Right. He gonna be all right.
He's gonna be really good with his work. For real, he's gonna be really good at his job. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
The fact
that's
that he was very
too.
polite to customers, he opened the doors to the customers and stuff like that. He read the receipts pretty well. Like he actually knows how to read the receipts.
Word of advice before I even give you that word of advice. What's his horoscope?
He's a Capricorn.
I knew it.
Yeah, he's a Capricorn.
Word of advice because he's like me, and I never got to say to my younger self. When he's that way, always remind him not to let nobody change that. It's very important because when you have that spirit and that heart like he does, and we're both, and I understand because I'm older, a lot of people take advantage. So you got to teach him to look out and be careful. In the long run, it'll help. I promise you that. Because I wish somebody would have told me that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm very caring. I'm very open. I'm very loving, and they see it. They can see the glow. They can see the niceness. They can see all this, and people would take advantage. And you don't want to go do that. It's heartbreaking, and nobody taught me that. So like, that's my word of advice, is like to keep, affirmating him, remind him and be careful. Like, that's important, because people are, you out here, people are butt butts. They're assholes. They'll scam you, and they'll eat you up and spit you out. They don't care about you. But if you find those good people, but you have to go through that process, you know what I mean? You're not just gonna find a good person and be like, we good. No, it takes time. Like, you gotta trust them. You gotta see what they're doing. You gotta see the intentions. You gotta keep your eyes open.
Okay. No, I mean, it's a good advice. You're right about that. Definitely want to, make sure he's good and stuff like that. Don't want him to
It's
take
important.
advantage of, especially the ladies out there. He's he have a crush in school now. Definitely the ladies.
I had a lot of heart broken, and I'm 43, so that's why I'm like, I wish somebody would tell me. And if I was go to tell my younger self, I'd be like, just be careful, protect yourself. I had to fight for myself. So like, I didn't have nobody to protect me or be like, don't do that or watch out. You know what I mean? Like, that's important to have that.
Yeah, very true. Very true.